back, everybody. Right now, we are currently waiting for our light side person. This match is going to be Matt Carulli versus Steve Skilton. Steve is currently sitting at the only undefeated player. Matt is currently 3-1. Little faint. Oh, that's why. Yeah, my mic's down. Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. So it's going to be Matt Carulli versus Steve Skilton. Steve is currently our only 3-1 left, or only 4-0 left, and Matt is currently 3-1. So it's going to be Brangus Glee, Set Your Course for Alderon versus Watch Your Step. So this is a match that I'm sure Bastion knows pretty well. Yeah, Steve is 4-0 and Matt is 3-1. Yeah, I think Steve had to be one of the favorites to go into this match just because he's been playing so. This is all he plays. Like I said, he's the only 4-0 left, whereas Matt, and there's a few 3-1s. Matt Carulli, Jeff Johns, and can't think of who the other one is. Huh?
I think that's it.
No, there's Jeff is playing somebody who's 3-1.
No, because he's playing Kevin, and Kevin's 2-2.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
For sure, I'll double check.
And joining me is Jan. Okay, here we go. So set your course and watch your step.
Watch your step for set your course. That's what we got.
Yeah,
Can everybody hear me? I don't know if my mic is on or not.
I think. Yeah, I think
Is
you're
good.
on.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. I liked watching Matt play this deck earlier. This Brangus looks like a really fun deck.
Hurt's a really hard deck.
Yeah, you do have a lot of options, and that's part of the reason I like it. Is it just gives you so many possibilities.
Yeah, we had them on the feature. We had Matt on the feature math earlier with the same deck, but being that this is right now the current top table, figured why not? Like
Yeah, this should
all
be-
the
this
other
should be a
matches
fun
we've
game.
seen at some point.
Steve's 4-0,
Huh?
Matt is 3-1, and Jeff is 3-1, and that's it.
Wow.
There was another 3-1, but he dropped.
Okay, so right now
He
it.
lost 7 wins from this tournament already.
Yeah, so right now there's Steve is 4-0, Matt and Jeff Johns are 3-1, and those are our top 3 players. So Jeff Johns coming out and beating Garrett Larson last game with a Bring It Before Me versus Watch Your Step match. Like Jeff Johns apparently he knows how to play an old school Watch Your Step deck.
Yeah, I missed the second half of that game when I left. He was looking like he was in really rough shape, and then he somehow turned it around and won. I missed it, but
I think
well done to him.
Yeah, the big thing that happened was Mara was sitting at the Yavin 4 docking bay. Jeff came down with Mirax and Lando with the blaster pistol, shot and hit Mara, and drew like a 6 and a 5 for Destiny.
Oh yeah, that'll force some damage through.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
All right, so we got starting effects down. Sense alter combo effect. There is no try press of enforcement, mob points, and you cannot hide forever rather for Carulli and Steve's actually. I'm guessing it's squadron assignments, insurrection, and staging areas.
Yeah, we
probably.
can't see those. Okay, there's the I have no clue how to pronounce that system, and I'm not even going to try.
I always called it Whack-A-Moy. Wakilmui? Whack-A-Moy? I don't know. Lots of options.
Whack-a-mole.
The Sign-Our Fleet Systems plan, as we'll
Yeah.
call it. We'll call it the Sign-Our Fleet System.
So, again, Jan is going to be joining us tomorrow for commentary for the main event. Tim Simon is going to be also one of our commentators, so we're going to look forward to that tomorrow.
All right, so we're off and running here. Matt's activated, plays his system. Goes back in the deck, I'm guessing for a Death Star location. Yep, gets his Twix. Pretty standard stuff so far. He'll probably throw some schmoop down to the docking bay to turn on his mob points.
Yeah.
Whoever he happened to draw. Because, I mean, there's very little risk with the no battle damage clause on the objective there.
Yeah, but you still got to worry about the put all sections on alert, though. See that Bastion is in the chat. I'd lay some pointers on how to play this deck from Bastion, being that this is one of his babies from back in the day. Bastion's sitting over in Germany right now, working hard. Fortunately, not able to come out to Worlds this year.
Oneth is who he goes with. And 3/4.
How do you say her?
I call her Mayum Oneth, but
Okay.
I could be mispronouncing it. It's a very tricky name.
Dude, I have. You're talking to somebody who doesn't even know.
But yeah, what she does is control phase. For those who weren't here last game, you can spend force equal to the number of cards in the opponent's hand. Any unique male rebels and unique male aliens are placed into Lost Pile.
And I'm pretty sure there's a lot in this deck. And this, I think the only non-male is R2 and 3PO, and then Mirax.
Yeah, there's. Can't think of any others. You're right. And Matt did draw all his cards. He's got none left there for a bluff a barrier, or if he has one. I didn't get a good look at his hand.
It loses the insight, or your insight serves you well to go fetch a card.
Yeah, did you see what he picked up? I missed it.
Yeah, I didn't see what he picked up either.
What would he have gotten?
Looks like there's a lateral damage in his hand.
Right, so Steve pulls Kessel.
Masterful move. Looks like he's got a docket bait in his hand too. He needs that break as though.
Well, not until he's got a card he wants to get back.
My mic. What happened to it?
So Steve, I think right now is just going through the process of figuring out what's in his force pile. We've seen him flip through his reserve deck a few times. Pulling the docking bay as well. Is that Hoth, it looks like? Just get some extra icons on the table. And so we'll see if Steve chooses to come after the Mayum Oneth. Of course, he won't be causing any battle damage, but he can get her off the table, take away the extra generation from Matt. Or if he just wants to set up and do his own thing, maybe play a guy to his own docking bay.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now? James? Okay. Okay, thank you. That's what I was waiting for, was a yes or no. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think the PC needs a new streaming computer. So I think anybody, don't get me wrong, this one's nice and all, but one, it's really massive.
There's still not much going on in the game. Steve's just considering his options. As I said, I think he went through the reserve deck a few times just to kind of deduce what's in his force pile if he were to draw.
See a bunch of there's one or two ships in there. There is a
Yeah,
docking
he's
bay.
definitely got options. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see that home one docking bay hit the table.
Yeah.
There's no reason it wouldn't.
Talent cards in his hand. Looks like there's a Kessel as well. Okay, Mr. Bastion, who do you like in this matchup? I know taking out the players and everything, just looking at the decks, which one do you like? Also, hopefully it's not. Okay, talent card coming down to the Hoth docking bay. I do know Matt has gone on record in saying that this deck is not easy to play. And it messed with his brain a little earlier today.
So that's it for Steve's turn.
But we'll see what he does on his next turn. He's going to activate. Not sure if he's going to use.
Looks like 12 force for Matt.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of think it would be a good idea to do that. Just one to get information, but
What's that?
to play her, use her game text.
Oh, I mean, Steve picked up a few cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, that's 9 cards in his hand. You're spending your entire turn doing that.
Yeah, but you get
It's
rid of
tough.
two-
I mean,
you get rid
yeah.
of 2 characters though. That's pretty nice. And you're looking at
Yeah, the
all that
information
information.
is the information
That's
is definitely
even the
huge.
bigger
Being
thing.
able to see what's in their hand.
Do you see a Dash and Rendar or Dash Rendar?
At this point in the game, I think he'd rather get his own cards out of
Okay,
Battleground.
there goes the masterful move.
Probably for the Monarch.
But get 2 characters. Yeah. Yep, there's the Monarch. Yeah, Matt playing with all that hand disruption stuff is really nice. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
a
got a
big
lot
fan.
of manipulation in there. He's got a dangerous time. I guess all projective
That's
telepathy.
a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point there, Bastion. Bastion pointing out that he Matt may not be sure if it's Palace Raiders or what, and because they're not unique, they're
they wouldn't
immune
be
to her
affected,
effect.
yep.
So, okay, there's Mr. Galli coming down.
Brangus happy.
But I mean, Matt has the Monarch now, so that's another thing. Like, he's got enough card disruption in his hand to slow Steve down a little bit.
Matt's got a lot of red in his hand, so
Yeah. Okay, there's the Signer Fleet system. Put all systems on alert. And an Imp Decree. And there's a grabber. Draws into his Zuckus and Miss Hunter.
yeah, not a lot of cards with ability in Matt's hand right now. It's kind of a tough spot.
No, he's got a lot of red.
Yeah. Looks like he's got to be getting awful close to 12 cards if he's not over it already.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what that last card is. It is an interrupt, but I'm not sure what it is.
Looks like
Frustration?
look like Imperial Commands to me. I don't know. Nailed it.
There you go. Let's see. What does frustration
I was just
do?
looking it up.
Think about lost interrupt. Destiny 3 during your control phase, peek at opponent's hand and target one
Oh, right.
interrupt
that
card
one.
you find there that has a play cost greater than the number or less than the number of light side icons on the table. Opponent must deploy the card of that title by the end of your next turn, or lose that card with that title in hand. Wow, that's kind of cool. Like, that's a card that we don't see nowadays. But again, with this kind of old school format, people playing stuff out stuff
I've heard
that we
of
haven't
it
seen.
being comboed with Kiss a Wookiee, bounce the guy back to their hand, then on your next turn you target him, so you have to deploy that guy, but of course they can't, so the guy's just
Yeah.
lost out of their hands. It's kind of a fun little combo.
Get rid of a grabber so that pull all section alert can run amok. Yeah. I mean, neither player is doing any damage right now. But again, both players are just setting up what they can do with their hand.
So Steve puts the generic docking bay out,
Yep.
which tells us this almost certainly is Palace Raiders who's playing.
I think.
Generally, Palace Raiders is the ones to run that extra docking bay for the patrol crafts.
Walking around earlier. I don't think
Standard
you saw.
watcher step, I don't think, wants the extra docking bay.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, walking around earlier, I didn't remember seeing any Palace Raiders in his deck. So.
I could be wrong.
And yeah, just looking through his deck right there, I didn't see any Palace
You're
Raiders. Like, just talking to B. Fred and everything, you know what the Palace Raiders look like.
So he flashes the Pulsar Skate to get a classic A New Hope wedge as a pilot.
Yep.
Great stats on that guy. Deploy 2, forfeit 8 with Insurrection.
10.
Destiny 4.
Once you're
and when
flipped.
you're flipped with 2
Yeah.
more from the objective.
And if Talon Card's out there, that's pretty nice.
And so Outrider deploys landed to the docking bay.
Yep.
It's -1 there with the text in the docking bay, I believe.
And that's going to flip Steve
And
over.
Second battleground flips him.
I will say this, like, you got to think, like, right now Steve is in a good position to make the finals. He's the only 4-0. He's playing really well, and this is his worlds.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt did
Who's that guy?
if Matt had the grabber, that could have blown him out a little bit, but
Who's that?
okay, Skate takes off and Talon Card backs up.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who that character was.
I want to say it was Chewie because it looks like
looked
it's a
yeah,
rebel.
it looked like Chewie, but
Yeah.
is Chewie Protector a smuggler?
Well, it looks like I want to say it's Chewie with blaster rifle.
Oh, is that what it was? That could be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Protector's a smuggler. I think it was Protector is what it was. Pretty sure it was Protector.
Okay, here we go with Matt's next turn.
He did play the
Oh,
frustration.
it's the Chewie Protector. Okay, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, that's what I said, Protector. And he did play the frustration to take a look at
Yeah.
Steve's hand. That's also kind of a good way to set up for your Mayum. If you see a bunch of characters, it's like, oh, maybe I'll just spend the force on Mayum then.
And it doesn't look like he's got any. He's got red.
Yeah,
and
I
a
didn't see any
Kessel.
characters, so I think the frustration just fizzles.
Yeah. But still, again, getting any kind of information there is good. Like, if he's got multiple stuff, you can play the Monarch.
Oh, yeah, you know what to play around now.
Yeah. Okay,
So it
there
looks
was like a musician in his hand. I forget which one that is.
Barkwin Dan.
Barkwin Dan?
Kind of like Figurin Dan, but he only draws 1 to Destiny. But he adds 1 to your total. And
So many
Steve
Beths
picks up.
named Dan.
Yeah, they're brothers. If you read the Tales from the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Okay, there's the Death Star Assault Squadron.
Yep, pullable with the objective. Sinar Fleet Systems comes down to the Sinar Fleet System.
Twilight Advisor, go get an effect.
Reactor
And
terminal.
Yep. This way he can start putting cards back into his deck and everything to start tracking some stuff.
I thought for a second, maybe he was going for like lateral damage or something, get ready for an attack. But it seemed like he snap called that reactor terminal.
I like this. Bastion, Zuckuss is on her first strike, lateral damage on outright,
yeah.
attack in space. Yep. I didn't see a Zuckuss miss on her. Oh yeah,
He's
does
got
have the
Zuckuss in his hand, yeah. He drew that a while ago.
And I think he does have the lateral damage. Like,
yeah, there was a white border card in there. I couldn't.
yeah,
Could have been that Monarch though.
no, he had it before he pulled the Monarch. Okay, here we go. Okay, Janice coming down to the Cantina. Okay, he does have the first strike in his hand.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the
he's
force
gonna
this
draw.
turn to do much.
Okay, he's got a Darth Vader and he's got the Emperor in his hand. He also drew into his
Yeah, there's some
Wampa
cards with
Cave.
ability. Again, leaving no force. Not even trying to bluff the barrier.
Yeah. Okay, so he's going to be able to do a drain of 2 and 2 this turn. Or, sorry, 1 and 1 for a total of 2. So glad I'm getting all the rust out of like doing commentary today.
Looks
Because
like
tomorrow when we do it, it's just going to be like, hopefully it's going to be smooth.
13 force activated this turn for Steve, if my count's correct. Factoring in the +1 from the objective and the +2 from staging areas.
Yeah.
But yep, we're seeing a couple of force drains unsurprisingly go through here. Looks like a 1 and a 1.
Okay, there goes the Monarch.
Yep.
That's a good point. Okay, looks like there's a battle plan. on the table, and
Is there
Steve
battle? Oh, there's
thinking
battle
about
plan,
where
yep.
to put the Kessel, or what to do with the Kessel. Yeah, battle plan's right there.
Yeah, yeah. I just missed him dropping it. It's a good play for him, though, of course, being on sight in the
Yeah.
system, being in both theaters. The opponent's not.
It's not going to be hard though for Matt to get to the second theater. He's got
No,
Zuckus.
no, of course it
He's
won't
got
be.
the Boba Fett in his ship.
Makes it a little bit easier to ignore that Janus
Oh,
for
that's
now.
okay. That's right. So he targeted the Kessel. So Steve either plays the Kessel or loses it.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Good.
didn't
See,
know
this is
that.
why I'm so glad Bastion is in the chat right now because he so knows this deck and like all these little things. Like he doesn't need the sound. He doesn't need to see all the cards. He just knows. Hopefully, Bastion's over there getting ready for the second Outrider Cup. Okay. Interesting. So Steve's going to move over to.
Yep. So he's got the Outrider on
Yeah.
Wackelmoy, which I mean turns off his battle plan, but it does make ties deploy +2, I think, if you control it, +1 if you occupy, +2 if you control. And since it says ties, it's going to hit the squadrons 3 times. So his squadron's actually all
Yeah.
cost +6 right now.
Okay, so did he deploy the Kessel?
No, he didn't.
So how did he get the Kessel back into his hand? So,
Well, he certainly didn't deploy the Kessel. It wasn't clear to me if it was targeted by the frustration. It totally makes sense that it would
yeah.
have been. Maybe they just missed it. I don't know.
Well, no, he has to lose it by the end of his turn.
By the end of your next turn, so it's
Okay.
at the end of Matt's turn that will
Okay.
trigger.
That's fair. Okay, so he didn't deploy the Kessel. Then he loses it at the end of Matt's turn. So, and I think that's kind of smart because now you only have one theater. You can control that one theater in space. I mean, yeah, you're getting rid of that drain of possibly 3, but I think controlling what Matt does, and you're also limiting Matt's force generation.
Yeah. I think you're right. Keeping him out of space is going to be a much better path to victory than a drain of 3. We'll see how it plays out for him. So Matt dumps a bunch of red cards back in the deck with Reactor Terminal.
Not a bad move.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. Yeah,
It's
real
like,
easy
yeah.
to start tracking that stuff now too, because it's right where you want it to be, right at the bottom of your,
Yep.
right at the bottom of your deck.
I got a pretty large hand. Okay, there's another 2-0 site that becomes a
Yep,
1-0
he
with
definitely
the
wants that
objective.
force. Yep. Oh, right, that is capped by Watch Your Step, so
Yeah.
it's almost like just putting the docking bay out. It makes it feel a lot worse.
Emperor backing up Giannis. Janus.
Giannis, Grujatus. They're all good
Like,
buddies.
I feel like that Talon card sitting there by himself is like just
Yeah, that
bait.
was a strange play from Steve last turn because he took himself out of space. Like he's paying
Yeah.
for his drains now because Wackelmoy's not a battleground. Of course,
Yeah.
he's getting the benefit of making Matt's squadrons effectively undeployable. But Matt's got other ships as well. I'm sure he's got a Zuckus.
Yeah, he's got a Zuckus in his hand. He's got the Boba Fett bounty hunter in his hand.
Yeah, he's got
Or
the Boba Fett
in his
slave
ship
one.
in his
Yeah,
hand.
yeah.
So,
So he's got 2 other options besides the squadrons.
yeah. Okay, there goes. Okay, Steve's gonna put that's insight into his lost pile. And like we said, there's the Menace Fades. So yeah, that card's going to be pretty good in this matchup. Turning off Johannes.
Yep, but that's the one thing it hits right now is that drain bonus from
But again,
Giannis being with the Emperor.
he had to have lost the Kessel. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like Kessel should be in
so
the
the
loss.
Kessel,
Okay, yeah,
there you go.
there
He
it is.
buries it under they just missed the timing there. So
Yeah.
that's all fixed now. Kessel's
Okay.
lost.
So Kessel hitting the loss pile there.
And we're still carrying on with
Looks
Steve's
like
turn here.
Looks like he's got Captain or Han with blaster pistol and Falcon in his hand, so he can reinforce himself in space really nice.
Well, I'm sure he would like to get back on a battleground so he doesn't have to pay for these drains.
And then the other thing is he really wants to get. I'll take the leader on the field.
Yeah, adding plus one drain at both those docking bays.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention the other benefits it provides, the extra immunity and takes some power off of Zuckuss and Boba Fett.
Yep. And the Death Star Squadron.
Oh yeah, all the ties as well. Yeah.
All those ties go.
Well, no, starships, so it only hits the ties once.
Yeah.
Whereas Wakamoy says tie, so it hits them 3
the tie
times.
squadrons. Everything that all those ships that Matt has are -2, so that's pretty nice.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have the card. It doesn't have the card out yet.
Looks like he's also got a.
So cheap.
A Falcon.
Starship's deploy -1, -2 of a freighter to that docking base. So that's a 1-Force Millennium Falcon right there. Han, of course, full price.
It looks like he's got a barrier in his hand, so I think that's why he left Talon Card alone.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he's got it. Yeah, I think I saw a dodge as well.
Yeah.
So
Lando with his blaster pistol. Can't see what the card ahead of him is. And see a dodge, Unite. Okay, Lando coming down to reinforce with Talon Card. Yeah, he's got 2 dodges in his hand.
That's a great card.
Yeah.
I love that card.
Still, yeah.
So good. So.
Okay, Pulsar Skate taking off.
Everybody takes off. Okay, he's going all the way to space.
Falcon's taking off. Yeah. And Matt would have to pay 3 to drain for 2. I mean, it's still a drain of 2, but.
Yep, controlling that battleground now puts battle plan back in effect for him and Menace Fades as well.
Now, the thing is, Matt has Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith in his hand. If he could somehow find, like, his blast door controls, he can get rid of that barrier that's in Steve's hand, and then probably choke, like, the Lando.
Yeah, that could be a really good battle for him if he's able to remove one of those characters.
Yeah. And he's got the first strike, so that would make that dodge in his hand cost an extra force. I don't see how many cards are in Steve's force pile, though. So if he's only got 1, you can only use the dodge once.
I mean, you can't use the dodge unless there's 1 character there. Dodge only works if they're alone. Yeah. And it's at the start of the battle, so it's not like he can choke a guy, then he can dodge.
Yeah.
Because it only plays at the start of battle. So barriers. Yeah. But we're talking about Vader here. Choke isn't the weapon. So Bastion's advocating patience on Matt's part. Matt's clearly trying to decide what to do here. Bastion's saying just wait a turn until you can activate down to those good destinies you dumped instead of taking a shot in the dark. At least if I understand him correctly. I don't mean to put words in your mouth, sir.
Okay. I think it's what's going on is anytime I move back and sit back against the padding here, my microphone turns off. Okay, here we go. Matt is going to do something. There is the Darth Vader. There's the barrier.
Unsurprisingly,
Yep.
grabs, and that card is free because of the Sense Alter combo effect.
Yep.
Immediate effects deploy free.
But more importantly, Vader is barriered, so Matt's not going to be able to battle with that Vader this turn.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Emperor can't move over to help out due to his text, and so you don't really want to move Janice over because an Emperor's alone. You're kind of in a tough spot where neither Vader nor Emperor can move to consolidate. So you're leaving yourself a little vulnerable here.
Yeah. Because all Steve has to do here is drop another character, and he still gets his, what,
if he's got some track destinies, I don't know if you need... Oh, yeah, it's another character just in case he gets choked. But if he's got a few track destinies, hit Vader with that blaster pistol, that could get real ugly.
Yeah.
Drawing 2 battle destiny.
Yep. And he's got the characters in his hands, so why not?
Well,
he looked like he also drew into the...
if he can find a 6.
Yeah. I was going to say, it looked like he did draw into the I'll take the leader. So he gets that on table. He ups his immunity to attrition, and then he gets the +1 to, he gets the drain +1 to the docking base. That's such a good card for this Watcher step.
Yeah, I mean, he's not draining at the docking bays right now, but you're right, it is.
Like you said, though, get rid of that Vader. And
So Steve's pushing some drains through, one at Tatooine, one at Wakamoy, or the Sinar fleet system.
Yeah. Matt's got the Overload in his hand, a whiteboarded one, but...
Overload is such a fun card.
Yeah. That works against permanent weapons, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can't make the weapon lost, but if you draw a 0, the character is lost.
Yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately, like you said, all those destinies are not tracked, so they're all blind at this point.
I mean, he's got the reactor terminal. He's got I think Kashyyyk is... Maybe he's got an Amber Nozzle.
Here we go. Luke coming down to the home 1 docking bay.
Just wondering how many 0s he actually has to track around.
I'm a little surprised at this point that Matt hasn't used...
did he barrier the Luke?
Alien. I think he did.
Yeah, Steve deploys Luke over to home 1 because, of course, he's -3 over there. It's a much tougher, much easier pill to swallow.
I like that move. That was a smart move by Matt.
Yeah, then Matt just barriers him, gets him stuck there for a turn.
Now, Steve could get the Kessel back because he's got the Unité. There it is. Yeah, he gets the Kessel back with the Unité.
Right on.
So now he can actually move a little bit in space. But again, that might be a little bit of a trap because Matt has all those starships in his hand that he hasn't done anything with.
Oh, like I said, the TIE squadrons are nigh undeployable right now.
Yeah.
All he's really working with is Fett and Zuckuss.
But I mean, it's Han with blaster pistols, so he has to be with Chewie or...
He is with Chewie, right? Protector's the other pilot on there?
Oh, yeah, the Protector's on there. So, yeah, he's getting multiple
Han
destiny.
on the Falcon, and then I think it's Wedge on the skate there.
Yeah.
You got Lando and Talon at the docking bay, and then, of course, Dash and the Outrider at the Sinar fleet system.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bastion.
Oh, yeah, totally right. Yep, Persona rules. I mean, he's got the other squadron. He's got the Emperor's Shield as well, which isn't a Persona of Vader. But, yes, the Death Star Soul Squadron is not deployable at the moment since Vader is currently occupying rather controlling now since
Lando and Talon move away from
retreat.
Vader. Yeah, I think Matt needs to get rid of those 2 characters.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that'd be huge for him, making Steve pay for battle plan again.
Well, not only that, Steve flips back.
You're right, he would. Oh, here we go, set for stun.
Yeah.
I think Matt's probably down to those destinies, too, so he probably knows exactly what he's got in his reserve deck. He dropped the cards down too quickly, I couldn't see what they were. And he grabs his own control.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's
Matt
great.
Carulli.
I mean, it's probably
he gets rid of the Lando.
It's probably the only copy of it he runs, so he doesn't care. And now Steve's playing 2+ for all of his control tunnel visions, and Watch Your Step loves their control tunnel visions. Out of hand, out of lost
move
pile.
by Matt Carulli. I love it.
That's a pretty heads-up
You know what
play.
this means? Prince Shizor's coming down against that Talon card.
Is Shizor in his hand?
Shizor's in his hand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the first strike's in his hand.
Steve's got the. I mean, now that he's alone though, dodge is a thing now.
Yeah, but even so, you're causing at least one force.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like
You still make the play, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Steve's gonna dodge away from it.
And like we all like cheer and everything after that. Like that little crazy move. Mesh is like, it wasn't that good.
Yeah. I mean, there could be a better use for that control. I mean, if it works out in this battle, I'd say
Yeah.
there's a great use for the control if he's able to push
Yeah.
some damage through here.
But I mean,
yeah, I mean,
I
blocking
will
a
say
drain
this
of
though.
three
I mean,
is-
yeah, like he could have used it against Kessel. Like he could have canceled the drain. He could have got rid of somebody off of one of the starships. But
Okay, so Matt just did a search.
yeah,
Shuffled his deck.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the move. And then I don't. Did he do it during his deploy phase or was he in his control phase? Because he could theoretically use Oneth to make it lost.
I think Steve's got too many cards in his hand right now for that to be a viable option. But yeah, of course,
Yeah,
there goes.
because Matt did get rid of his Monarch.
Did you notice how much he paid for Sheezer? Should be +1 at that docking bay.
Yep.
And then spends 3 force on a barrier.
Yeah, barrier came down, so no Shizor battle.
Yeah, so it's interesting he opted to do that instead of just dodging away from it.
Well, I don't think he wanted to use to lose the force to a possible first strike. You got to think that he's got the first strike in his hand.
Yeah. It's not on table, but
Okay, here we go. Zuckus and Mist Hunter against Outrider and Dash. There's a lateral damage. So that turns off. So now he can't reduce.
right.
So
'Cause he reduces it by his own power, which is
yeah,
0.
so it's power 2-0 in favor of Matt, and Matt is getting Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the first strike. Steve doesn't have any force save, so no interrupts.
Mm-hmm. Retrieves the coward on top of his lost pile.
Yep.
And Steve
There
loses.
goes a sorry about the mess.
Yeah, looks like a sorry about the mess.
Let's see, what will Matt draw for Destiny? This is going to be
Steve
big.
reduces him by 0.
Matt needs higher than a 4 here, or no, higher than a 6. Draws a 1.
And Steve, of course, can draw, but Zuckus resets it to 0, so we're looking at 3 power to 0 right now.
Yeah. And I think if you're Steve, you just lose 3 cards.
Yeah, I think he just peels 3. Could have punched him a little harder than that.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised he did that search. I'm not quite sure what he was searching for. I feel like having those destinies.
Okay,
in
there
order
goes
might
the
have
3
been
cards.
better,
He loses a Luke, a Dodge, and I forgot. I didn't see what the first card was.
Maybe the one on top wasn't a good one, is why he
Yeah, he
shuffled
did
it.
lose the control tunnel vision, though, so. Okay, there goes. Okay, Brangus Glee gets a card back. I think that's a docking bay.
Yeah, there is a docking bay on top. I did not see what he exchanged for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Steve
Steve
lost
lost 5.
total. Oh, yeah. Okay, and Zuckus is sitting there by himself against that 0 power Outrider.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We got some drains going to happen here.
So all he has to do is drop a Milos down there, and all of a sudden he's drawing 2 Battle Destinies.
Even in space, like you can drop Milos at the space, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah. Okay, so Steve is just going to leave that card on top of his reserve deck there. Oh, we lost Jan for a second. Still anyone's game at this point. I mean, both players are playing really solid. Like, not a lot of damage is going through. We have seen only one battle, but we might see another one here soon. Okay. Steve's going to pay the 2 for control tunnel vision so he can look through his force pile. Gunite, Mirox was in there. Milos, there's a Milos. So Milos is going to come down and give Steve 2 Battle Destiny, probably in space. Doesn't look like Matt has anything that can work against that. He might have something, but I don't know. He might have a barrier. Okay. Thank you, Bastion. Okay, Melos coming down. onto the Outrider. No response.
Called it.
Yep. Yeah, he had to. He controlled tunnel vision from his loss pile. Paid to. Got the Milos out of his force pile. Bastion said he had the barrier, but he didn't use it. He's gonna see. He doesn't barrier in space. He barriers on the ground against Lando. Interesting.
I think that is the better play, probably.
You think?
Yeah, you're liable to take a lot more damage down there from that blaster.
Yeah, that's a good.
Zuckuss is going to have his forfeit.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting 2 Battle Destiny
Oh
up
man,
there.
the X-Wing laser cannons. How did he pick the weapon levitation picks up the laser cannons out of use pile?
Bastion's an honorary commentator. Yeah, Lando coming down. Yeah, I think you're right though, because Lando coming down against Shizor there would just shoot Shizor.
Yeah, that's going to take. I mean, Lando adds 2 destiny and hits you for 6 forfeit, whereas Melis just adds the 2 destiny effectively.
Yeah.
I think Lando causes a bit more damage. So, counter.
Okay, battle up in space.
Retrieve 1, lose 1.
Yep.
So now Steve's destinies do count, and he's getting 2 of them.
Yep. Okay, Matt's going to shuffle up his deck. Again, Steve did look at the top card of his reserve deck. He did not. He liked it, so he just left it on top. No force lightning, so Steve's going to get a free look. Yeah, there's the sword and the shield in Matt's deck.
So he does run both. I saw the shield last game. I wasn't sure if he had the other.
Again, right now, Steve Skilton is the only 4-0 player. We do have 2 players who are 3-1. One of them being Matt Carulli, the other Jeffrey Johns. Like,
I'm impressed with him. Man.
Like,
yeah, it makes me smile too. I've been playing against Jeff for years. He's an old Maryland local.
Yeah. Okay. Matt draws battle order. Looks like Steve drew a red card and a Dash Rendar for Battle Destiny. Again, that Outrider is immune to attrition less than 6.
6 with the Admiral's order.
Yeah. Okay, so Honor of the Jedi and Dash Rendar go to the lost pile. Matt uses Brangus Glee to get back that Zuckuss and Miss Hunter. And Luke is going to join the fun over against Shizor.
Definitely got the 6 ability now. This is a good game so far.
Yeah.
Good back and forth.
Yeah, again, Bastion says I forgot about the -2 power.
Yeah, I think that was Steve peeling a couple cards for battle damage that he didn't need to.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt him a little bit. I mean, personally, I'm rooting for Matt because it's Matt, but actually, honestly, at this point, I'm rooting for Jeff. Like, I feel like Steve has had his time in the sun, Matt has had his time in the sun and everything, but Jeff.
15 force for Matt, spends 3 of it to pay for a drain at the cantina.
Yep. Now, again, this drain isn't.
It's a 2.
It's 3. Menace Fate's not in effect.
Oh, you are correct, yeah. Yep, 3 cards going lost.
There goes
Han, Chewie, and Wedge's ship, it looked like. Second copies of those guys both in play already. And then Red Squadron
Matt Giannis's puts a card back. He got that. Come here, you big coward.
2. Yeah, not doing much right now.
Yeah.
Steve's got access to Battlegrounds.
The biggest problem right now is Matt needs to move the Shizor away from Luke, Lando, and the Talon there. That would reactivate the Menace Fates, though, and give him a drain of, it would be 1 and 2 on the ground. Yeah, I don't know if Steve is playing Theranet and Red 10.
Yeah, I was going to say, some of them run 3 X-Wings, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Bastion's point is that's one of the X-Wings for the cannons, because those cannons are one of the best answers for Zuckuss.
Yeah, and Boba Fett.
We do know he's got the Zuckuss in his hand, just picked it up out of the lost pile, so having a ready-to-go answer for that would be a really nice thing for Steve. But he very well could have the Red 10 or the R2 and Red 5 in his hand.
If he plays it, like, I know he's playing Luke LSJK, but...
Yeah. It's a Destiny 7.
Yeah,
but yeah, of course, I could see not playing it. But
is it legal in the event? Because it was
third
anthology.
anthology? Yeah, Set Your Horse came out in 3rd anthology.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I just think Matt's not really familiar with this deck like you are, Bastion.
So doing a reserve deck search, probably for a Death Star card
Or Force Lightning. He's
or
got
Force
so much.
Lightning. He pointed off to the left of the table.
Yeah.
I guess Emperor's on the left of the table, so it could have been that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. If you can start that loop of just the put all sections on alert, just for keep retrieving the Death Star docking bays, and then getting that card back with
Yeah,
Brangus.
that's the whole engine of the deck.
Yeah,
Brangus
that's-
exchanges a card with a docking bay, then you
That's-
exchange another card with a docking bay, then you put
that's
all
so
sections on
silly.
alert to pick up 2 docking
love
bays,
it.
and then you exchange one of those
Bastion,
docking
you're a
bays with the put all
madman for
sections
coming up
on
with
alert.
that.
Yeah. For those unfamiliar, that's basically the engine here. Is just keep cycling those docking bays to pull cards out of your lost pile.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously a bit more nuance to it than that, but that's the broad strokes. So
Yeah.
Matt wants nothing to do with that stack of characters at the Spaceport docking bay, so Shizor consolidates with Vader
Yeah, I
at
don't
docking
blame
bay
him.
94, and Matt picks up a few cards.
Yeah, but again, because there's no Kessel and there's only one battleground system on the table, Steve's just
Yeah, I
free
think.
to drain for 2 and 1.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's his plan, and
Well, he's gonna be draining
keeping
2,
one
1, and
battleground
1.
system.
Yeah.
Because yeah, in games that go long, where it's kind of a even sort of life force drain race, like Battle
Yeah.
Plan will tip the tide for sure. If one player's paying, the other one's not.
Feeling better?
And by keeping it to one battleground, Steve knows that he can own it. His space
Huh?
is going to be stronger. He's
You're
playing
playing?
Watch Your Step.
Okay.
One of the only ways Matt actually is able to hang around in space at a battleground system is if he can chase him around, you know.
Take care, Bastion. It has been a pleasure getting.
Yeah, appreciate the input. Sweet dreams, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, there goes the Blastor controls, and a Brangus Glee.
Yep, losing some drains here.
Yeah.
Not paying for any of it, so
And
it's
he's going to get Dengar with Blaster Carbine back. Again, it's not the
One,
virtual, and it's
two,
really good against
one.
Watcher Step.
yeah. That would be a bit much in this environment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it looks like a total of 4 damage coming from Steve on this control phase. 2 at the docking bay, 1 at each system.
Yep. He's got the X-Wing cannons in his hand, so.
And
There goes like a
Kashyyyk.
Kashyyyk. Yeah, that would have been helpful for Matt. See, I think he just wasted that Brangus Glee that turn.
I mean, he's got the put all sections. He's got
Yeah.
like a,
He
lost
he's-
the Dengar off the top of the deck, right? So
Yeah.
basically just picking a card into your hand. Yeah, it's like
That's true.
I don't think that was far from a waste. So that was Talon card looking at a random card in the opponent's hand. Is what that was. It reveals put all sections on alert. I'm sure Steve was
Not
absolutely
surprised.
floored to see that card in his opponent's
Oh,
hand.
yeah. I don't know. You're my opponent, and I mean, like, yeah, I want to see that all day. Okay, it looks like Steve's got it on the edge on his hand.
Oh, playing a dangerous time. Yep. So Steve now will take a look at. I'm sorry, Matt plays a dangerous time, takes a look at Steve's force pile, and reorders it however he wants to. I'm kind of curious what his strategy is going to be here. He's putting Luke's lightsaber at the very top, it looks like. He doesn't want him to have that card.
I have no clue. Oh, he's 1-0. I know that
Oh.
much.
No, moving him to the bottom. And the control tunnel visions are ones he's thinking about moving a lot as well.
Is he looking at the deck? Or?
He's looking at Steve's force pile. He played a dangerous time. He can reorder it however he wishes.
Ah.
So he's just deciding. He looks like he's putting Luke. I think he's putting Luke's lightsaber at the top and the control tunnel visions down at the bottom. And the idea here is I think you're going to use the first couple top force, so those aren't going to be cards you're going to be able to draw. And of course, you're probably not going to draw
Yeah.
all the way down to the bottom card. So like the cards like kind of 2 or 3 through 5 or so are the ones that most often get drawn.
Yeah.
So you can do sorts of things like just deny them their characters or pair up their doubles and then hit them with Monarch afterwards.
Point. See, this is like thinking that's way beyond me.
Yeah, it's a one of the things I enjoy most about this game is the
Like,
manipulation aspects like that. It's kind of fun.
yeah, I would rather play against like stuff like that than like right now, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna throw down a guy and battle
Looks
you
like Theron Net and Red 10 come down
with a cannon.
with the cannons at,
Yep. And it moves over to
at
the Death Star
Alderaan, move
system.
to the Death Star.
This is round 5. So we have this round, the next round, which is round 6, and then we're going to have the final confrontation. After that, it's going to be the start of the team tournament. So I know I'm playing it. Are you playing it?
No.
Okay. Might have to have you do
I'll do
commentary.
commentary for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, it was interesting. I was kind of questioning the decision just to straight up drop the X-wing into the cannons. Like I would think I would wait for
Okay,
Zuckuss
here
to
we
come
go.
down
Put all
and
sections
then
on alert.
go after him. But then he moves it to the Death Star, so that makes the line of play a lot more understandable.
Oh, yeah.
Because now he has to deal with that, and Zuckuss is a non-option now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as you said, put all sections on alert, grabs a few docking bays back, so now I wouldn't be surprised if he exchanges one of the docking bays for that put all sections. Yeah, returns them into hand, retrieves up into hand.
Jesus. That's insane. That's crazy. Yeah, now he can just start looping that and like as much as he wants. Matt's got the overload. You can overload the cannons.
Oh, the cannons! I forgot about the overload.
Boom! Cannons go bye-bye.
Yeah, we've been making such a big deal out of him. Meanwhile, he's got the counter in his hand the whole time.
He does, and guess what
guess
this
means? I don't know. Can you draw less than a Destiny
5?
They're
coming down.
Yeah, Steve.
Blown out.
I mean, I didn't think about that line of play. Clearly, Steve didn't either.
Yeah. Blown out by the overload. Good times.
Is Theron Net draw on his ship? You want to look that up?
He has one battle
Adds
destiny
power. That's what I thought.
Well, he wouldn't draw anyways because if you throw down Zuckuss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just wondering, like, if you threw Fed or something.
I mean, Matt's got to throw down Zuckuss.
Yeah, something's got. You don't kill the X-wing cannons, then not attack. I think he's just considering paying for draining right now, how much force he wants to spend on that battle versus how much he wants to spend on the force drains. I mean, I think it's 100.
And here's the next question.
Menace Fades is in effect now, so it's only a 2 with the Cantina, but I feel like if you can, you do want to force some damage through. I don't know.
Looks like he's got about 10 in his force pile and about 3 in his reserve deck. So, I mean, both players are getting low pretty quick.
I think Steve's got a bit more life force, but
yeah,
he's not.
So Matt's got 4 in his.
Yeah, and about 9 or 10 in force pile. You're right.
TM Harpster.
Well, hello, Harpster.
If it's Harpster, why isn't he here? A. And B, he's missing all the foils.
He posted earlier, said he was on his way. Yeah. I'm sure he'll be here for the team event. I think he is here with that comment.
Lovely.
Anyways, looks like Steve is still, Matt is still figuring out what he wants to do with all his forces this turn.
You activate enough. You put 6 force into your use pile. You throw down Zuckuss and Midhunter, and you take out Theron Net.
Yeah, you definitely do some attacking. I think he was just trying to figure out the drains, and he's going 7 force for Boba Fett. I think he's going to try and go both ships there.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I mean,
pile on. I want to say Boba Fett. I think you get one to.
Hopefully, you're not typing and driving at the same time.
He draws one to. If unable to otherwise. Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing
Fett
really special,
draws,
but I mean, you are getting a Destiny, which is nice.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think he even needs the Zuckuss here.
Okay, so he retrieves the overload. Okay, now Steve is getting a Destiny of power. Now, let's see if he remembers the -2
for Battle Destiny.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a Raltier Freight Captain on there? I just kind of assumed it was Theron Net, but that looks like a Raltier Freight Captain to me.
That's even worse. No
so I was going to say Theron Net would cover the 6 and the ship could stay there, but in this case, both things die.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But, I mean, it was purely the defensive battle. Like, that didn't really get him ahead on the board at all. He's defended fat drain of 3. Like,
back.
What's Fett going to do now? Is he going to sit there? Is he going to fly to another non-battle ground? Like, he can't get to Tatooine until he starts moving the Death Star.
Yeah.
Because Fett's only hyperspeed 4.
You could go to Alderaan.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I guess you could. Yeah, the same
there?
thing. He has to go move and block you. Yeah. Oh, he goes to Guacamole.
Yeah.
Right, because the Outrider is still lateral damage.
Oh no, you go to Alderaan. It's a drain +1 for each Death Star. Oh no, it doesn't. No.
Yeah, and the Outrider's still lateral damage. I think this is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but you're getting 2 Destiny though.
Yeah, I mean, Fett's probably going to die, but
Yeah.
you're going to outpower him probably. Especially if you draw that 6 again.
True.
Although I don't know if that was a Bith shuffle we just saw. No, I don't think it was. Man, Steve's got a fat hand.
Okay, there goes
And
that
just
decree.
keeps pushing, just pushing the damage through. There's another 3 damage. 2 at the site, 1 at the system.
Mighty Jabba goes away, and
Yeah, I think
Rangus
Matt's
Glee.
just got to stop the bleeding at this point. Like, I don't think going to
Yeah.
Alderaan, he just had to block that drain. I mean, he didn't
Yeah, I
have
think
to,
you're right.
but he's definitely getting low on cards. Steve's pretty far ahead, it looks like.
yeah.
Talent card, peeking at a random card in Matt's hand. Oh, we don't get to see it this time, though. That's okay. We can usually see most of his hand, so. So we'll see how Steve wants to navigate this turn.
Times 15 turn. Okay. Do you want a final computation for this? Okay.
I'll do it. So it looks like Steve just did a quick reserve deck verify. Unsurprisingly, found no docking bays in those 2 cards. I didn't quite catch what they were. I apologize.
Okay, here comes, looks like Mirax onto the Outrider. as a
Yeah,
passenger.
just throwing some forfeit fodder on there so he can keep his good pilots.
Yeah. There's
And
the Kessel.
Kessel finally hits the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. I mean, Steve knows that Matt has the Zuckerson Mist Hunter.
100% knows
But
it.
the
Yep.
thing is, Matt is like getting so low on force at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not
Like
gonna
at this
matter.
point, the extra icons don't matter because Matt only has so many cards he can activate.
Yeah. And,
And
Steve,
the
that's right,
pressures-
Steve has an on the edge in his hand. He hasn't used it yet.
Like I wonder if Steve's just going to try and do like a max pressure turn here, where he's going to set up drains at the Death Star and at Kessel, and Zuckus can only deal with one of them, and then whichever one does go through is going to end up being the backbreaker.
Yeah, and there's no reason for Steve to even like go to Alderaan to cancel the lateral
Matt
damage.
just lose a force 4.
Yep, a 5 and a 6. Wow. Matt
Oh,
draws
first strike, first
tactical
strike.
recall.
So yeah, that was Mirax traded for Fett there essentially.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he drew.
Yeah, I don't think that was it. Might have just been a hell to pay. I know he runs 2 of those. Oh, he's
Probably
got 2 of them on
does.
table, actually. They're both
Yeah.
on table, though. So, yeah, that battle, I mean, Mirax covered the attrition, traded for Fett.
Yeah.
Matt's back out of space. We'll see if he does a swap to get Fett back with the docking bay, although he's really got to be getting low on the force to be able to do much with him at this point.
Yeah.
And Steve did not move. Well, he did move to Kessel. He moved both his ships there, so leaving Tatooine
I mean, Matt
open.
hasn't done anything with his Sinar fleet system.
Well, that's because the ties are so expensive. When he controls
Yeah.
Kessel, their ties are +2, so it hits the squadrons 3 times. So his squadrons cost +6 force right now. That's why he hasn't done anything with them. So yeah, he does swap for the Fett and then play the put all sections on alert to get the 2 docking bays back. And Steve left Tatooine wide open, so I think my play here would just be drop
go
a
to
guy at
Tatooine.
Tatooine, and I mean it's probably too little, too late, which is why Steve gave him the window. And the thing is, if you do want to drop a guy to Tatooine, you're probably foregoing draining again this turn.
Yeah.
Which, again, you're just falling further behind when Steve's not paying for his. Cause
Yeah, I'm expecting to see the handshake here soon from Matt.
yeah, I mean, you could go to Tatooine. Then again, you're leaving that drain at Kessel open, so you got to block that. But you
that's the
can't
biggest issue.
even touch that stack of cards. Like, Fett's nothing compared to that
Yeah.
15 power, 2 Battle Destinies, whatever that is over there. 3 Battle Destinies, Han and Chewie.
Okay, looks like we have a question from Matt to a judge. Okay, he's going to use 3. There's a drain of 2.
Yep. Drain 2.
Yep.
Menace fades, keeps Yanis from adding.
There
Peels
goes
a
another
dodge.
dodge.
He has
And
another
he's
one of
losing
those
it
in
from
his
his
hand,
hand. He
though.
doesn't lose the loose from anywhere else. Weapon levitation.
Yep, and it's his second dodge. He's got 2 of those, so
Yeah.
unlikely to even need one of them. Yep, and Zuckus does indeed go to
Yep.
Tatooine. Like, there's really not much you can do about that Doom stack at Kessel.
Like, maybe if he had the 4-lomb too, but he doesn't.
Even then, I mean, you'd survive the battle a lot better, but you're still just going to get cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tough. I wonder if there was something he could have done at the docking bay sooner, because
I think that's what.
that had to be. I feel like that was
that
his
had to
line,
be
was getting him off the ground. Because if you
Yep.
can't be in space, you got to get him off the ground.
Like, I think if you can come down with like Zucka or IG-88 with his riot count.
Yeah, exactly. IG-88 would have been a really good start. Get the
Yeah.
Lando with his gun out of there or something, or even track a 6, get Luke out of there. Hell,
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you could have came down with like, if you use, even if you have like IG-88, even if Steve hits somebody,
well, that's a
you can
masterful
get
move.
Luke and Lando out of there with IG-88 and Vader.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
So-
Vader's already on table, so it's hard to kind of maneuver him. But yeah, if
Yeah.
you move in front of him, there's definitely IG-88 and Vader would have been really good
And
tools.
I think this would be the
that's
backbreaker.
brutal. Yeah,
Yep,
on
he
the
draws
edge
a
for a
6,
6, just
and he'll retrieve
pick up
5.
5 cards out of his
Yeah,
lost pile.
that's the backbreaker.
This is not a differential event. This is strength
No,
of schedule.
it's
but
strength of schedule, but at that point though.
But yeah, that's got to be really disheartening
Yeah.
for Matt when he's so low on life force. And he's got a retrieval engine
And
as
he
well with
plays
the ties.
it from the
but-
lost pile again. Oh, I'm just going to retrieve
Steve.
10, everybody.
Oh, Steve, you
Oh, you just did so
filthy,
much
filthy.
did so much damage to me. I'm just going to retrieve that and the 8 more on top of
Yeah.
it because why not?
Yeah, because in this environment, there's very little you can do about that.
Yeah. I mean, you can't sense it.
Code clearance isn't the thing. That was
Yeah.
released in Coruscant, I
I
believe.
mean, if there was an aim high on the secret plans on the table, but there isn't. Matt has the coward shield, but Steve occupies 2
yeah,
battle
Steve's
rounds.
got plenty of battlegrounds.
Like it's so rough for Matt.
And so Steve goes up about 10 cards, and
Yep.
Matt goes down about 4 here in the control phase.
There's a reason why Steve's 4-0 right now because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
playing this deck really, really well.
Pilot, yeah, I completely agree. He's navigated this matchup very well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone can agree shields are a good thing. That the best thing that does Cypher made.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the time of this format, they weren't 100% necessary. But yeah, as things progressed into the episode 1
Yeah.
era, like, yeah, they definitely became something that had to be done, like too many stupid things.
Like once you got into Coruscant as
yeah,
a set,
yeah, exactly.
There were so many
even
powerful
the pod
cards.
racing and Tatooine and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, pod racing like broke a lot of it. But like think of all the good stuff from like Tatooine and Coruscant.
But yeah, there's still a lot of annoying things you can do in this format. I mean,
Yeah.
no, he's not coming till tomorrow. Yeah, well, I'm drinking water. All right, so Matt finally gets some free drains in here.
Yeah. Yeah, but again, Steve.
Yeah,
moves
Steve just
right
picked
in
up
front.
10 cards, so
Yeah.
this is just.
I mean, he's draining for 3. But again, Steve just retrieved 10.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, what was that? Lost in the Wilderness?
God.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know how much it actually affects things. It definitely
It
cancels
does.
the drain.
It cancels the drain. It
And
sends,
Vader's not there, but I don't know if
Yeah.
Steve's going to attack that site. I, mean, I guess he could
doubt
move his
it.
guys over in front now
But
and
that's
chase him around
still-
a bit.
it's-
Yeah, of
it's-
course, it's
it's-
very frustrating.
it's frustrating. That's the thing. It's like it's so frustrating to like you're losing all those drains and like Matt was just it was in a good position to start. It was just the resilienceness of this deck. And Steve obviously playing it really well, but
Yeah, I mean, I think most of it came down to the fact that Steve was draining for free and Matt wasn't.
yeah.
And that was largely because of Steve's intelligent play and not deploying Kessel system, not giving Matt a system to run to.
Yeah. And Matt couldn't find his sheet at all that game.
Yeah, I think that would have changed things a lot if he could have found that.
Like if his sheet was
Wait,
on the
how much
table.
did he? Yeah, Steve's like, no, you're not playing that. He tried to deploy his tie squadron, and Steve says pay +6.
Yeah.
And Matt says, okay, I won't deploy it.
Matt, I'm sorry, man. There's nothing you can do. Scoop and move on to round 6. You're still 3-2. You're still in a decent spot.
I mean, he's still got some force left. Well, I don't blame him for trying to find a way to win. Like it's going to be uphill for sure, but it's not.
I'm just saying, like
unwinnable.
you got to think it's getting to time too.
Yeah, we got to be getting close to the limit.
Yeah. I don't know. You got to run away with the Zuckus. I mean, it's only a drain of
Yeah.
one
The
there.
Zuckus isn't staying there. And
Oh,
you're
it's a drain
fine
of one
with
there.
that.
Then now it's a drain of 2 on the ground. And it's a drain of
Yeah,
1.
but it's still better than the drain of 3 at Kessel.
Yeah.
Oh, my Umonith. Look at
Nope,
that.
non-unique. Volunteer freighter captain. There it is. Handshake from Matt. Steve Skilton he's still undefeated, 5-0 in our throwback event. So let's go. We're going to go check on the time, and then we'll let everybody know what's going to happen on the 5th round. We're going to have one more round until our final confrontation, and then we're going to have our final confrontation. So stick around for a little bit longer, and we'll be back in a little bit.